A big watto to you interwebers out there, and welcome to Grandad's Top Tips. Right, today I'm going to show you how to make seitan chicken. Grandad is a pescatarian. I'll let you look that up. Okay, so seitan chicken. Today's Saturday, okay, and I'm going to make a nice meal on Monday. I'm just making the seitan today because it's a rainy, miserable day and Grandad can't get outside in his shed. To start with, OXO cubes, meat-free. These are a godsend to to vegans and vegetarians out there. You can get chicken flavour and beef flavour, which is meat-free. I'm just going to get 1 cube for now. This isn't going to make a vast difference to the taste of the chicken at this stage, and the reason being is because at some point I'm going to wash the flour that I put in this bowl. I'll show you that in a minute. But just crumble up the chicken flavour. Okay. Come on to strong bread flour. Okay. Strong bread flour has a lot more protein in it than normal standard flour, and it's protein that we want to give us the chicken texture. What I'm going to do is, this is enough easily to make chicken bits for 3 people, but it's only for myself and my wife, so here we go. Just 2 cups full of flour. Okay. Not very well measured, and to top it off, then all we need is 1 cup of water. And remember to use the same size cup as what you used to put the flour in there. I'll just get some filtered water, just wash that in, and then just mix it all together. I'm afraid it's then time to get your fingers in there and get jiggy with it. Just put that in there. If you start scraping the flour from the outside of the bowl, then that's going to stop your hands going mega sticky, when you start bashing it in. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is bring that together, and I'll be back with you once. Right, okay, a bit messy, but that's most of the flour off the side there. What I'm going to do is just put a bit of flour on this board here to stop it sticking, and now it's time to knead. And what I want to do, kneading basically brings out the protein in the flour, and the more protein you get, the more stringy it is and the more meat-like it becomes. So I'm going to knead this for at least 10 minutes, okay? And to knead, simply push down, spread it out if you like, bring it over, push down, spread it out, okay, and just continue on. And I'll be back in 10 minutes. Oh, this is nearly 10 minutes gone, and this is a joy. I mean, this is perfect dough. I quite often make bread and I can't get dough this good. I don't know why, but it's sacrosanct. Okay, so 10 minutes, and just look at this. Yeah, this is a lovely piece of dough. Right, what I've got to do now, it seems a bit funny, well, it doesn't, but what I'm going to do now is I've got to wash out all of the starch, okay? So we've got flour's made of starch and protein. I want the protein, seitan chicken. So how do we wash out the starch from the flour here? Simples, wash it in a bowl and cover it in water. Then tap water's fine, but I just prefer filtered water. Okay, I just need to get a bit more. I'm going to cover that up, and I'm going to leave it in there for 2 hours. Okay, I can do that because, as I say, I've got all day to do this. It's just a rainy old day. If you're doing it and you need it quickly, 1 hour's fine. Okay, so back in 2 hours' time. Dough has been soaking for well over 2 hours now. Then just watch this. Okay, not necessarily watch it, but it's like slime. Oh, that feels really weird. Okay, all the cloudy stuff that's coming off here, this is the starch, okay? And we want to get all of the starch out of the dough. This starch, we can actually keep and reuse it, but in this particular example, I'm going to throw it down the drain, okay? And just wash it all out. And you may have to do this 7, 8, 9 times, just until you end up with no or very, very little bit of starch. So just squidge it, and the texture will change. Okay, there you go. Let me just pour that out. Okay, cold water. Just give that another wash, and you can see now it's beginning to get a little bit stringy. It's like meat fibres. So I'll just keep on washing that. There's still loads of starch coming out. Like I say, that needs to be done about 7 times. I won't let you watch all this. I'll be back in a minute. So here you go then. This has had several washes. I'll just do one more. And it's amazing how much it has shrunk since before. So you can see that now squeezing it out, and the water is reasonably clear. So that's all of the starch removed from the flour, and what we end up with is pure wheat protein. Look at that. I mean, it's quite stretchy, it's elasticy, it's a bit like bubblegum really. Okay, so at this stage you can actually just stretch it out and get that sort of fibre texture that you get in meat. As you know, I'm going to turn this into chicken seitan, but obviously if you want a beef seitan, then you just change the recipe slightly, and I'll show you that another day. We've got a little bit of chicken flavour in there, but not much. And as I mentioned before, as I mentioned before, today is Saturday, and this is going to be the chicken for a meal I'm going to make on Monday. So I've got plenty of time. So what I'm going to do is just put that in the fridge and just let it rest. Okay, I'm going to leave it overnight to rest, and I'll catch you up tomorrow, and I'll show you how we put a bit more flavour in. Chicken seitan part 2. So I left this overnight. You don't really have to leave it overnight. You just need to let it rest. And what I'm going to do now is just stretch it out. Look at that. I mean, wow. Yeah, this has got a real nice texture to it. I'm just going to stretch it out a couple of times, fold it over, and fold it over. Right, okay. So that'll do. Right, I'm just going to try and stretch it out one more time. Probably stretched it out beyond stretching this now. Yeah. Okay, that'll do. Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some plaits in it. Just get a knife. Okay. I'm not very good at plaiting, so I'll just do a 3-legged plait. So that's one leg. Okay. Oh man, yeah, I'm going to just cut that up a little bit further down the top there, because I don't want to miss out on anything. Okay, so we have this nice elasticy seitan, and what you need to do is just pull it and plait it, okay, and try and keep it as tight as possible. Okay, once you've got it started, it goes quite well. So stretch, plait, stretch, plait. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. So that's the first plait. Probably what I forgot here is what I want to try to do now is get a bit of flavour in here. I've got this chicken seasoning, a little bit along the old chicken plait there. Okay, so now we've plaited it. Just to get some more sort of like fibre type texture in it, we'll just tie it in knots. Starting from the middle. Okay, put a nice little knot in there. Another knot. And this will give it that sort of fibrey texture. Don't worry if you break it, because you can always knot it up a little bit more. Okay, and I'm just going to see if I can get one more knot in there, stretch it. Oh, I don't know if I can really. Gosh, that really is tough, but I'm just going to see if I can get one more knot in there. And as if by magic, there you go. I've got another knot in there. So what I'm going to do is leave that for 1 hour to rest, and I'll be back in a moment. Chicken seitan part 3. And just take a look at that, okay? Almost looks like chicken now, doesn't it? But what we need to do now is get the flavour infused into this chicken. And as you cook it, it will expand, okay? So for the flavouring, I've got a 1 litre measuring jug. Normally you put 1 cube per litre. I'm going to put 2 in. Here we go. Here we go. I'll just make a bit of a mess as I go along. As you do, it's a Grandad thing. Okay, just mush that up in there. Okay. Get the other cube. Mush that up. Okay. I've got some chicken. Whoops. I've got some chicken seasoning here. I'm just going to put a bit of that in there as well. Maybe, I don't know, just a big teaspoon. And I think that'll probably do. Let me just put some boiling water in the mix. And we'll just go for 1 litre. Okay, that'll be nice and tasty. Let's get a mixing tool. Just in this case is a fork. Right, over to a pan. Pour that in there. Oops, it's going all over the cooker. Don't tell Gran. Okay, and now you want this on a low heat. You want it to be just below simmering or simmering. Okay, and the reason for that, if it's boiling, the seitan will take on too many air bubbles and it will expand too much. It will expand anyway. We'll show you that in a minute. But just dump your seitan in there and get it to infuse the flavours. And really, you want it on a simmer for about 1 hour. Okay. Let me just get the seitan and plop it in. Just show you how. Look at this. How elasticy and fleshy that looks. Okay. Right, in fact, I'll just put 1 more knot in there. Let's just see if I can put another knot in there. Here we go. Let's give a bit more fibre to it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'll just plonk that in there. I'll put the lid on top and just wait for that to start simmering. So that's half an hour. It probably just needs to be a little bit hotter than this, but I'm not too worried at this moment in time. So after half an hour, just turn it over. I think I'm going to need 2 hands for it. I'll just turn this over and yeah, let it go for another half an hour. Right, so here we go. You can see that the seitan has grown some. So it's now time to take it out and let it rest. Right, I've just put it on a sieve just to let all those juices drain out of the seitan.